Hey guys, Chris again from ClassicVWBugs.com, and in this video I want to talk to you about where to source your parts from. And I get emails on a daily basis, sometimes several times a day, with the same question over and over and over again. Chris, where do you get your parts from? And it's gotten to the point where I'm constantly repeating myself over and over again. So I figured I'd make a video just to kind of narrow this down for you and kind of shed some light on where I actually get my parts from. Now, keep in mind, we live in the internet age today. Okay, so the internet age is, pretty much run by Google, eBay, and that sort of thing. So whenever you're in a bind, whether it's even in life or whatnot, you can ask your question on Google, and sure enough, you're going to get a pretty straightforward answer, and sometimes even give you an expanded answer. But even if you went to Google and said, hey, vintage VW Beetle parts, vintage VW Bug parts, classic VW Beetle parts, you're going to see a whole host of links that come up to find parts. Now, there's a lot of shops out there that will sell VW parts. I mean, they've expanded across the web. It's difficult even today to do any sort of comparison shopping unless you're opening up all these several web stores to see what the prices are. There really isn't like a shopping search to comparison priced parts. It's tough with the VW realm. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I haven't really found an efficient way. So basically what I'll give you is some ideas on where to source your parts and who I use on a regular basis to get my parts from. If you're just starting out in the VW world, one of the first things you can do is go to Barnes & Nobles and pick up a Hot VW's issue magazine in America. And Hot VW's magazine comes out monthly, and in that magazine you'll probably see at least 50 to 75% of that magazine of ads and shops from engine repair to parts to tranny rebuilds, all that sort of thing, to help to get you going to where you could probably source your parts from. If you live in the UK across the pond, there's Ultra VW magazine, or there's even Volkswagen magazine. There's a new really high quality magazine that's been circulating through the VW community now. It's called Air Mighty. That's a big magazine. They'll even flurry some ads in there as well. But in America, there's Hot VW's magazine. Now, there's two places that I use religiously when it comes to buying parts in bulk. And one of them is CIPOne.com. CIPOne is based out of Washington State, and they're also in Canada. And what I like about CIPOne is their website's pretty easy to navigate. You do a basic search, and a lot of times you can find the part. They have a lot of parts there from vintage and from custom. So you'll get both realms there. But you got to remember, CIPOne is catering to both sides when it comes to quality of parts. So if you're looking for, say, a bumper or outside window scrapers or something like that, they'll give you the option of going cheapo or going with German or equivalent. Now I've been around the bush the past few years, restoring these cars, and I've tried either end, and I will say spending a little extra money to get the better part, the German or the NOS or the equivalent, will save you a lot of time and headache in the end, because a lot of times those cheapo parts just don't fit right. They take longer to put on. Sometimes they wind up breaking on you, and they don't even look as good. So in the end, spend a little bit extra, save yourself some hassle, and go with the better part if you're ever in doubt. And then basically the other website I use too is called WolfsburgWest.com. Wolfsburg West really just caters to the vintage classic stock bug, and it's definitely a great site that I like to go to. They're also a great resource site. Wolfsburg West will show you color charts, and they'll sell correct interiors for your make and model and year of your car and show you the options that they have. They really won't give you a broad spectrum like some of the other sites do when it comes to color combinations and things like that. They'll kind of narrow it down to what was correct for your year. But what's great about Wolfsburg West is mostly everything that's there is German or NOS. Or it's a part that they actually make, which is basically equivalent to what was offered back then. Their prices are a little more money in some areas, but for the most part, their shipping is fantastic. Their packing is fantastic. They got a great reputation. They've been around for years. And whenever you're in doubt and you need a part and a quality part, Wolfsburg West will help you. Their shipping charges are actually pretty reasonable as well. CIPOne, like I said, they have free shipping. with small parts, anything that they can pack in a box that's pretty small, whether it's, any sort of mechanical parts. Sometimes engine parts can fit in, except for maybe mufflers. That's going to be in a larger shipping box. But like maybe tailpipes, gaskets, small mechanical parts, maybe like wheel cylinders and brakes and seals, chrome, wires and things like that will all categorize under free shipping, and they'll have an icon there by the part that tells you if it's free shipping or not. What won't be free shipping is something like a running board, or say again like a muffler or something, or a bumper, or even the outside window scrapers. They really have to pack them well so they don't bend, and they are in larger boxes. But the problem is, if you have a whole item on CIPOne that shows free shipping, and you got a huge list of parts you're going to order, and then all of a sudden you throw in a larger item like a running board, that shipping price is going to skyrocket. Their calculator when it comes to shipping is a little off, and sometimes it's just better to finish the free shipping order that you have, send that out, place the order, and then go back and place the one order for the one large item, because that'll save you. Because if you keep packing on items in your box and then you throw in a big item that has to be shipped, the shipping price goes up. And then CIPOne, like I said, will offer you both options of good, basically China make. There you have Mexican make, you have Brazilian make, and then you have German or equivalent make. I do say go the extra mile and go with the German. I'm telling you, it's going to save you a lot of time and effort, because in the end it's going to be, for instance, inside window scrapers. You go with the cheaper inside window scraper. For some apparent reason, that freaking thing does not want to snap into the door. And you're sitting there and you're like, oh, and you put it in, you try to force it in, and what happens? You wind up breaking the clips. Now you can't return it because now it's broken and stuff. So go with the German when you can, because in the end it's just going to be less hassle for you. But I've been through it. The other place, if these two shops can't help you and you can't find the part there, like I said, you can pick up Hot BW's magazine. There's plenty of shops in there. There's EIS parts, there's Airhead parts, but the other site you can check is eBay. eBay is there's sellers on there that sell just vintage VW parts, and I think there's even a seller's ID vintage VW parts. Check that out. And there's even guys in Europe with eBay IDs that are selling some real rare stuff on there, so definitely take a peek. I mean, if you need 36 horsepower motor parts, just punch a search up on Google, on eBay, 36 horsepower VW, and see what kind of parts come up. I'm in New York, so there's a guy in Connecticut that I deal with called Bug City. I mean, if I need a part like right away, like tomorrow, he'll send it to me. There's a lot of times you'll make this huge order up. I'll go 2-3 pages and place an order through CIPOne or Wolfsburg West, and sure enough, I forgot that one part. And now you don't want to go back and order just that one little part because they're going to tack on shipping. So basically, I'll go to Bug City and make sure I get it the next day or whatnot. His prices are a little bit higher, but he'll also offer the cheap parts. He'll always tell me on the phone, do you have the cheap? You want the cheap stuff or you want the good stuff? What do you want? And you got to make that choice. So go to thesamba.com. The Samba is a great VW resource site that everyone should have on their list when it comes to restoring your VW. The Samba is basically a huge site for the VW fanatic. When it comes to forums, there's so many discussions on there about almost any topic imaginable. They have classifieds there that cover that have cars for sale, parts for sale, so you can go there and search. But what's also great is they have a technical section. They have the VIN numbers listed there. They also have paint and upholstery listed there, so if you wanted to go back to a stock period bug, say like this 55 here, and you want to see what your original color was, or what color you want to paint it from that year, they'll also give you the breakdown of what color options were offered for these interior upholstery and things like that. But they also have a business section there, so if say you live in Arkansas or you live in Florida and you punch up your zip code or you punch up your state, in that business section they'll give you a list of companies that are around your area that will either sell parts or also repair the VW for you. So Bug City's in Connecticut, so I go through him, and I can get the part right away. So definitely check thesamba.com. It's a great resource site, and definitely something that you're going to want to check out because it'll help you in the end. And like I said, Wolfsburg West also has resources on there as well. They have some articles, and yet they also have color charts and stuff. So there's the internet is your friend when it comes to restoring these cars. If we didn't have the internet, 15, 20 years ago, the cars were a little more difficult to restore. But now you got everything at your fingertips, and everything's pretty much there for you. Anyways, That's that note. That's that video. If you got any questions whatsoever, email me, chris@classicvwbugs.com, or visit my website, www.classicvwbugs.com, and take a peek here. T-shirts. I'm now starting to design my own T-shirts. You know, I have an art background, so design these T-shirts and pushing the vintage VW movement, because you know that's basically where I like to stay with my VWs, is vintage stock. And there's a front and back. I got black shirts, I got white shirts, I got women's shirts. Take a peek on my site. It's on the apparel section. And what's really cool is if you buy my shirts, take a picture next to your VW ride and send me the picture, and I'll post it up on my website and for everyone to see. All right, guys, take care.